recorder's not shaking. If it is, my apologies. I can't stop things from doing what things do. Can't control anything other than me. It used to be to the point where I would constantly need a joint just to keep myself from doing something destructive. I'm really lucky to be where I am in my life, and the fact that I listen to me rather than everybody else. They told me what I shouldn't be, what's allowed, what's not allowed. Well, I think that's really lame that you allow other people to dictate the direction that your life goes, and whether or not you say yes or no. Well, I always said yes when I wasn't allowed to say yes, and I always said no when other people could never say no. And I said that's okay when other people were so heated, so passionate, one way, this way, or that way, hey. And then I was always passionate when other people didn't give a shit. But God gives me resilience. God gives me resilience. It's God who allows me to benefit from my experience. It's God that showed me the way. My way leads me to Hades. Switch lanes over here. Hold on 1 second, dear vortex. I have a feeling this person behind me is gonna switch lanes. Wait for it. I'm going this way. Stay in this lane. You stay in the middle lane. That would make sense. Avoid other people as much as we can. I hate being a nuisance, but at the same time, there's that resilience. You have any idea how many people think I'm a nuisance all because I refuse to upgrade my phone? Well, maybe I just don't mind being alone. People find it shocking that I said no. But everybody said yes, hell yes. I don't expect anything less and for everyone to think that doing what everyone does is what's best. I don't expect any less. Like I said, I'm so lucky to be me. I'm so lucky to have this realization. Cause it doesn't come from me. have like some sort of fucking what do you call it? Revelation. You have a revelation. You realize something about yourself, and you're like, whoa, that's really intense. You're like, how did I come up with that? And you're like, you didn't. You didn't. God gave you that one. Like, I've always had that real strong sense of God's presence. And so, eventually, they're going to say that you're mentally ill and you need to be locked up because you believe in God. Okay? See, this is why it's bad to trust authorities. Because authorities can tell you what God is. And, yeah, that's another thing, like, that makes me very skeptical about organized religion. Because it's like, yeah, if you trust the authorities to tell you what God is and what God isn't, then you trust the authorities to tell you, like, what morality is, what reality is in general, you know? And that's the thing, all these people that trust the news media, or they trust the elections, or they trust, people that sell the products in a fucking commercial. You know, like, you wonder why things are so screwed up. It's because of that sort of mindset that's very, like, anti-spiritual. So it's focused on the material. Whereas, I think a lot of Eastern religions are more centered in, like, the spirit of man. What is that? That's like vibrational frequency that once you tap into that, like, you know, it is existential, for sure. And that's why so many people have that crisis that I talk about, because they're not in touch with that. All of their opportunities to be in tune with that part of themselves, they've turned off or they've turned down. And if they turn it down, then they can convince themselves that whatever that is that they have, they can just attribute it to something else, you know? That's why, like, when it comes to, like, God and the devil and all that, yeah, you better get away from me. You better get the fuck away from me. Go. Fucking go, bitch. Go. Very hostile towards other drivers. And they're behind me. They didn't even do anything. They weren't, like, flashing their lights at me or anything. But I'm like, fuck you. Get the fuck away from me. This is my fucking lane. This is my fucking lane. Anyway. Sorry. It's a little road rant right there. But, see, that's how quick it is to lose my train of thought, dude. It's just so aggravating. It's so aggravating, because I felt like I was saying something really important. Yeah, but, yeah, you were talking about organized religion and how you don't trust it, even though you're Orthodox Christian. Dude, I feel something. The reason why I love my church so much is because I feel something. And I've never had any pressure. I haven't experienced it, but maybe that's because I'm schizophrenic, so they know that they ain't got shit on me. But, no, I mean, I've been told by super duper religious people that have been religious for a lot longer than I have, that, like, I just get it. And they're like, they're, like, so jealous of my faith. Well, yeah, because it's based in spirit. It's not based in, you know, the rules. Like, I just don't like that rule following bullshit, you know? Because people that follow the rules, they don't even follow them for the right reason. They do it because they think it's the right thing to do, because it's like they've been brainwashed their entire life, you know? They've been brainwashed their entire life to just go along with the system in place. Go along with the way that we do things, okay? So yeah, I think that there's a need for, like, iconoclastic people. I mean, what's the name of my channel? You know? It's like, I'm probably the most iconoclastic person, like, in that entire church. But I mean, Josh, my friend Josh, he was baptized the same day as me. He's covered in tattoos. He used to be in a fucking gang. And his wife, Dale, she was interested in Orthodoxy like years and years before he got involved. And he was like reprimanding her for joining the Orthodox Church and told her that she was in a cult and, you know, and you know, now he's in that same cult. So obviously it's a good one, you know. But the Orthodoxy is definitely expanding. More and more people are interested in that because the world's falling apart, you know. And I would say it's like the next best thing to the Amish community or the Mennonite community or whatever, you know. So it's like I was talking to some people tonight, some comics that I know are on the left, and you know, they were like praising Amish people for the fact that they got such a strong community, and they're like, you know, like they're the only group of religious people that seems to like keep their people religious, you know, but it's like it's not hostile or like, you know, like they don't threaten you. I mean, the whole thing like with them allowing their kids to go out into the world during rump spraying, it's like, yeah, they're giving their kids this opportunity to like see what the world's all about. And 90% of them go right back to their families because there's way more substance and there's way more like of a purpose for them. And you can say, well, they're like indoctrinated or they're, you know, sheltered or whatever the fuck, but it's like, it just seems like all these religions that threaten people with hellfire and damnation and sin and abomination and like shit like that, that's not like, I get it, I get like that you're brainwashed and so you just want to pass it on, but like but seriously though, and I'm saying this like as a fucking Christian that swears, and you know, I've accepted the fact that I'm not this perfect person, and like the fact that people, they think that if they like obsess about, you know, being that perfect little cookie cutter, you know, mold of like what a Christian is supposed to be, I feel like that is like somewhat, you know, Luciferian, because it's your ego, you know? Like, once again, you lost your fucking spirit because now you're focusing on your own image, the image of you being a Christian, or the image of you being a Southern Baptist, or the image of you being a Roman Catholic, or the image of you being Mormon, or whatever it is. They're all cults if you think about it. They're all cults full of like yeah, mentally ill people that started the whole thing. And it's so like odd to me that so many sheep, so many normies like get involved with religion when obviously like I don't even think they get it. Because the empathy is the most important thing. And if people don't have that, then they're working for the devil without even realizing it. And so it's like when people say things like, oh, if you're gay, like you're gonna burn in hell. First of all, that's not going to win people. It's just not. I don't think that we should just like be like just super accepting of, you know, stuff like gay marriage, but I mean, not in the church. But I know too many people that are gay and married. Like I met yet another like married gay man tonight. And, you know, I've talked to all kinds of gay people, and I think it's like they're saying these things because they're trying to like get away from their community and like the hostility of their community and the fact that like there are just so many, like, really, really extreme LGBT people, and they just don't want anything to do with that. And so, I don't condemn anybody. It's not up to me to do that. And I think that's just really arrogant for people to think that they can. All because your religion told you could do that. Like I said, people just love being brainwashed. They do. Because it makes them feel good. Because then they don't have to question things further. And they don't have to be confused. And they don't have to be uncomfortable. They can just, like, rest in their little bubble. But it's a very judgmental bubble that is so inclined on, like, telling other people what to do. I will always be an anarchist. I realize this. So I used to be on the left, and then I moved to the right, and then I moved back to the left, and, like, yeah, I call myself a Christian commie. But yeah, like, in some regards, like, I'm like a totalitarian, like the way that I think. But then I'm like, no, we can't do that because that's wrong. It's inhumane. But in other ways, it's like, yeah, I'm totally anarchist. Like, I believe a lot. I believe a lot of things. A lot of people could say, well, you're grifting. Am I making money? Where's the money? Where are the money bags, honey? No money bags over here. All right. Grifting is for people that, like, want to make a name for themselves. We don't want to make a name for ourselves. We just want to help other mentally ill people, okay? And it's pretty extreme here in America. We definitely have our work cut out for us. That's why I refuse to leave, because there are just so many mentally ill people here that we can attempt to help. And one of the things that I would strongly suggest is getting one of these phones, okay? Because this doesn't have brain food on it. Like, my brain does not receive any dopamine or serotonin, or validation. I don't get validation for my confirmation bias. There's no possibility of that. Okay, there's no casino. I don't have a casino. This isn't a casino. This isn't a strip club. This isn't a psychiatrist or a crack house and a limited supply of crack. Okay, that's not what this is. So, yeah, I think it would greatly benefit people if they just spent some time away from their phone just to understand, like, the level of dependency that they have. But yeah, I meet so many people, though, like, more and more, like, they're really flocking to me because they recognize me through other people's Instagram, because they're, like, taking pictures of me and putting it on social media. And I knew that shit was gonna happen, where, like, other people would get me famous or whatever the fuck. Like, people know who I am because, like, oh, somebody took a picture of me, and they're just so shocked that I left the house. Yeah, me too, honey, me too. Every time. This coffee is like 2 days old. I'm just drinking it because I have no standards. But anyway, turn the car off, dude. Like, I don't know why you just sit here with the engine running. Because I'm a woman, we do stuff that doesn't make sense.